The ballots being cast here in Andhra Pradesh could be among the most critical nationwide. The incumbent federal coalition government, led by the Congress Party, owes its existence in large part to its performance here 5 years ago. Some of the parties in the state are using phone banks and websites to gauge the mood of the electorate. The technology coexists with an election season tradition of showering voters with the bounties of liquor and cash. Authorities are trying to stem the illicit flow. Police are no longer searching cars for contraband goods, but instead are looking for wads of currency intended to woo voters. Some candidates and parties are praising the unusually strict enforcement of campaign laws. However, K. Vijaya Rama Rao, a candidate of the Telugu Desam party, the TDP, is skeptical the traditional flow of cash and alcohol has evaporated.
There is still a large chunk of unseen expenditure, which most candidates seem to indulge in.
Such handouts maintain loyalty rather than effectively gaining political converts, say analysts. Retired American political science professor Carolyn Elliott has been following the politics of this state since 1962.
What everybody says about this liquor and money business is that they give it out to everybody, and so it doesn't really matter. So then you ask, well, then why did they bother to do it? And the politicians say, well, if the other guy does it and I don't, then I will certainly lose.
While some parties reward potential voters before casting ballots, others promise post-election windfalls. An opposition coalition says it will give cash transfers of up to $50 to the poorest families and even Chinese-made color television sets if it comes to power. TDP candidate Umareddy Venkataswarlu, fighting to regain the parliamentary seat he lost in 2004, says the TVs would educate and inform people in a state where nearly half cannot read and write.
It is to empower the poorer sections with information, and we have introduced this, and this is really going to revolutionize the normal living of the people who are at the lowest rung.
Other candidates say providing electricity to all constituents before handing them TV sets would be more beneficial. Upper House member of the National Parliament, K.V. Krishnamurthy, a top official of the Congress Party, says the promises of cash and merchandise are a desperate move by politicians who have failed to perform when in power.
Now they are all of a sudden they are enlightened and they want to come and give relief to people and promise people that rivers of milk and sugar is going to flow. That's an impossibility.
Congress is trying to win re-election in Andhra Pradesh with a population of 76 million people. A win here would help Congress stay in power at the federal level. Its biggest threat is the four-party alliance led by the TDP. Challenging both is a widely popular Telugu language movie idol known as Chiranjeevi, who has formed his own party. There is little difference between these parties on the major campaign issues: separate statehood for the region known as Telangana, the economy, development, and handouts to the poor. Political scientists such as Carolyn Elliott say neither the Congress Party nor any single challenger will be able to hold or gain power without help from the regional parties.
The trend in Indian politics, which many have commented on, is that these regional parties are getting to be much more powerful and are really very influential in what will happen in Delhi.
The situation leads many to predict that the real contest in India begins only after the votes are counted on May 16th. Then, smaller parties in Andhra Pradesh and elsewhere will use the results to possibly decide who governs the world's largest democracy for years to come. Steve Herman, VOA News, Hyderabad.